Yes, my Enterprise NX-01 is pacing your Columbia NX-02 because this is 4.5 for me as well. Welcome to Warp Factor 5, a Star Trek Rewatch podcast brought to you by TrekCore.com. I am your host, Alex Perry.
Velocity, Warp Factor 5.
Course and speed set, sir.
Warp Factor 5 is a Star Trek rewatch podcast where each episode my guest and I discuss and rate the next 5 episodes of Star Trek in in-universe chronological order, beginning with the Enterprise NX-01 in the 22nd century and traveling forward from there. This time on Warp Factor 5, we are covering episodes from Star Trek Enterprise Season 1, set around 2151 in the timeline of Star Trek. Together, we'll deep dive into the next 5 episodes of Star Trek, their standout moments, how they contribute to the larger Star Trek story, and give each episode a warp factor rating between 1 and 5. I hope you'll join us at home in ranking each episode and picking your favorite moments from each episode block. And my guest this week is Jenn Tifft. Jenn, thank you for being on Warp Factor 5.
Sure thing, Alex. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, Jenn. Well, as I've established from the previous 2 episodes, apparently people I think I know really well, I don't know super well, because I'm going to ask you the most obvious question in the world, because I actually don't think I know the answer to it, which is, Jenn Tifft, what is your favorite Star Trek series?
Alex, I'm surprised you don't know this.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer.
I am a Deep Space Nine girl.
Okay, yeah.
Heart of hearts.
If you made me put money down on any of the shows, that's probably what I would have picked.
Yeah. But it's hard. It's hard. I mean, Deep Space Nine is my favorite, and I think it's the best. But TNG is chicken soup, pure comfort food.
Sure.
You know, so that's a close second. But then, like, Lower Decks, man, if we're talking new era, that's up there, you know? Like, there's so many good choices. And I think, you know, like my 2, 3, 4, 5 changes, but I don't think my first one changes. Deep Space Nine is the most thought-provoking for me.
Yeah.
I think, but the most, I think it's got everything. It's just, it's funny and well written, and the characters are, I resonate with the characters and the politics and the science, and it just hits all the right spots for me. So it's definitely Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. What's yours? Have you answered yet?
I don't think I have answered yet.
What's yours,
I
man?
think it's, so my answer to this question, which I think is a little stale now, has normally always been Deep Space Nine is the best, but TNG is my favorite.
Yeah, interesting. I can see that. That's
and I
mine, but
think that's still true.
yeah.
DS9 is definitely the best.
Yes.
Is TNG still my favorite, or is DS9 now my favorite by virtue of being the best? That's the part I'm like struggling to figure out if that's kind of stale framing or not.
Well, it's probably chicken soup for you too, right?
Oh, it totally is. They
TNG,
both are. Yeah, I mean,
that's true. They both are. You know, honestly, all of Star Trek is.
Voyager, DS9, and Voyager are the 3 that just sort of hit right at the maximal moment of the development of Alex Perry as a person, you know, where it's like where the 3 shows were sort of interchangeable in that like 1994 to 2000 period.
The sweet spot. Yeah, I'm a little older than you, but for the same, you know, like I grew up with that, you know, with those 3, you know, starting with 1987, you know, through late 90s. It was part of my development as a person.
Right.
But
and you just never quite get over that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I've never been a Star Trek I didn't like.
Exactly. Yes, for sure. Yes. I guess, I mean, I will know which my favorite series is 7 years from now when I'm finished with this show, because then I can mathematically tell you which show had the highest average rating of episodes across all of them.
You'll have the data. You'll know.
Exactly. So it's my quest to figure out what my favorite Star Trek show is.
Quantifying qualitative data is kind of an undertaking that I enjoy as a statistics person.
Yes. And we're moving out of vibes-based opinions and
Yes,
into pure data.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that for you. And for me, because I'm going to enjoy watching those ranks happen.
You can rank them along with me, Jen. You're doing 5 today. Go back and do the previous 10 and then,
I could
go forward from there.
Yeah. This was hard though. Like, because what's my scale? I had to figure out my scale of what does a 5 mean? What does a,
Yeah, I mean, this episode, I will say I flirted with my first, do I give this a 5.0? And we'll just have to get into it and find out whether I actually did or not.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm gonna. Those have to be reserved for very special episodes.
Yeah,
for me. So that's interesting. Does this hit the criteria? I think I might know which one you're. The fact that I even know which one you might be considering for 5.0 might say something.
There are 2 possibilities for this episode that could have hit that level.
Ooh, okay.
And did I decide to rate them there? Well, let's get into it and find out.
Let's find out.
So you're telling me you're some kind of a time traveler?
That's one way of putting it. Maybe this will help clear things up. This is how we keep an eye on what's going on. You might call it a temporal observatory.
Well, in today's episode, we will be discussing episode 10 to 15 of Star Trek Enterprise Season 1, Silent Enemy, Dear Doctor, Sleeping Dogs, Shadows of P'Jem, and Shuttlepod 1. These episodes aired between January 16th and February 13th, 2002. On January 29th, President Bush delivered his State of the Union address, designated Iran, Iraq, and North Korea as an axis of evil, a phrase that immediately reoriented American foreign policy debate and signaled that the post-9/11 military campaign would extend well beyond Afghanistan. On February 3rd, the New England Patriots defeated the heavily favored St. Louis Rams 20-17 on a last-second field goal to claim their first Super Bowl title.
Ugh.
And the Winter...
Sorry.
I know, but yeah. I put that in knowing you were my guest this week, and I was like, this is not gonna land well. But that's what happened during this period of time. And the Winter Olympics opened February 8th in Salt Lake City with a tribute to the victims of the September 11th attacks, including a damaged American flag recovered from the World Trade Center carried during the opening ceremonies. And at the movies, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring held the top spot at the start of this period before Black Hawk Down. Ridley Scott's account of the 1993 Battle of Mogadishu took over at number 1, becoming one of 2 films to simultaneously hold the top 2 spots for multiple weekends. Jen, where and when did you watch these episodes for the first time?
Well, I gotta tell you, my experience in early 2002 doesn't match the horrors that were going on in the world. 2002, man. I was a young professional, just starting out my career, living on my own, future so bright, I gotta wear shades, short skirt, long jacket, got any other song titles,
Yep.
I had the world by the balls, Alex, it was just that time in your life where it's like, you're starting out, you're done with school, you're starting out, you're on your own, and possibilities seem endless.
And where in the world/country were you at that point in time?
Philly. Yeah, Philly. Yep. That's where I like to be. So I live in the burbs now, but at that time in my life, I was in Philly.
And do you remember that Super Bowl?
No, not off the top of my head. I'm not a Patriots fan. So knowing that was the, first in their unfortunate dynasty Super Bowls was not fun to hear. But now I'm an Eagles fan, which but yeah. Go Birds.
Yes, as you never fail to remind us, you are an Eagles fan.
Can't help it. It's in my DNA. A Star Trek thing that I was related thing that I was doing at this time in my life was I was working for my boss at the time was mentioned in an episode of TNG.
Aha!
A little trivia here.
No, I think I remember this.
Yeah.
It's Nils Barris, right?
Close. Nils Diaz.
Yes. The Warpfield theoretician.
Yes. So in the episode of Lower Deck, Tarek's trying to get Geordi to look at his plan to improve the warp core or whatever, and he talks about looking at the research of Nils Diaz, a noted warp field scientist that's some lab somewhere, and Nils Diaz, who happened to be my boss, also happened to be the godfather of Renee Echeverria.
Small world.
And who wrote the episode Lower Decks. So
Yep.
he put his godfather in the show. So in 2002, Nils Diaz is a noted nuclear physicist, but in the future, he's a warp field theorist. So kind of cool.
And you were watching these episodes live, UPN on whatever day it was
UPN,
they were on.
Man. Yeah, definitely. Yep, as it dropped. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was a fan of Enterprise from the beginning. So
can't beat the NX-01.
Oh, the ship itself, man. Yeah, you can't beat the NX-01.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite ships. It's got that submarine feel to it that I like. As a bridge from what we have now to, Kirk's Enterprise, I think it's spot on, from that perspective.
Yeah.
I adore it.
Warp 2. Warp 5.
All right, let's talk about our 5 episodes. We are going to discuss each episode and give them a warp factor rating, ranging from warp factor 1 up to the coveted warp factor 5. And if you want to join in at home and rank these episodes along with us, half warp factors are acceptable. We begin with Silent Enemy. Enterprise is attacked by an unknown alien starship as Archer orders the crew to install experimental phase cannons. Meanwhile, Sato is ordered to find out what Reed's favorite food is for a birthday dinner. Jen, what rating do you give Silent Enemy?
I gave Silent Enemy a 4.0.
4.0.
I actually really like this episode.
Tell me more.
I think it's obviously not, like top tier Star Trek.
Sure.
But it's always an entertaining watch. I think obviously the B plot is a classic, but I think the A plot is interesting from a perspective of, I guess what I'm trying to say is only Enterprise could do Silent Enemy.
Yeah.
Because which I love, especially in this first season, how they play up on like, whoa, there's some weird shit out here, and here's this ship comes up to us, doesn't say anything, and then they come back and attack. Like that feels kind of realistic.
Yeah.
Seeing how they respond to that is very interesting. So honestly, like, I think this is a great episode for Malcolm Reed. I mean, the A plot's great for Malcolm Reed. The B plot's not great for Malcolm Reed.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like a weird. So I kind of like that because it's kind of this weird dichotomy of his character that they continue throughout the entire series because he's amazing at his job. Like he's excellent at it. Like he's one of the reasons that we made it to TOS,
Sure.
And here he's amazing too, when he, the phase cannons and overloads, and he's like, if you know how to hook it up, get it, get more power out of it, and like
and him and Trip like shouting at each other about fixing the phase cannons while the like alien ship's there. It's a great moment. It's actually a good candidate for my best loud moment. I didn't pick it, but
and they're like and Archer's like, more, you overloaded it last time. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen again, and they come up with a way to, to dampen the damage that the kickback causes.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think that stuff's really interesting how they handle this stuff, not as well equipped as our heroes in the future are and having to rig stuff up. Like that's one of the best things about Enterprise for me. So that's what raises this out of, like truly mediocre Trek into one that I really enjoy when it comes up in a rewatch.
I love Silent Enemy. This one is also a 4.0 for me. For all the same reasons that you said, I think it is an underrated episode. I think the aliens are scary. I think there's that.
They're very alien.
Yeah, they're very alien.
Go CGI, early 2000 CGI.
Yeah, they're a little early 2000 CGI maybe. But they're
but that doesn't bother me.
No, but they're a very imaginative design and that sort of sense of like threat all throughout the episode. And again, like just with Fight or Flight before, that element of like it's an unknown threat and it's never really explained. It's just like space is dangerous and sometimes you don't get all the answers and like here you go. And that feeling of Enterprise being very far from home and being isolated and alone is one that's been true up until this point, but you don't don't really feel it until this episode, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the Vulcans are just off screen, or the rest of Starfleet is just off screen. And it's like, no, Enterprise is fast enough that it's far enough out that nobody's coming to save it, you know, if they run into trouble.
And they're dropping all these subspace relays so they can still communicate. They're so far out. And
yeah.
And the whole thing about having to go back to Jupiter Station too, and how like disappointing that is to them. Like that's how, you know, that's not just like we'll take 2 weeks and go back to you know, right. This is, and I love that, like, we can do that. Like, we don't need them. Like, you have the engineering team and the tactical team who can do this just as well as the Jupiter Station guys. And I love that they basically, like, Archer's like, no, we're going back to Jupiter Station. They're like, fuck you, we're doing ourselves.
Yeah,
you know
right.
It's like, okay, let's get this going, guys. And they just you know, disobey his orders and do it anyway.
You feel a fraternal collection with Trip and Reed in that moment, huh?
Oh, I just love that. They're just like, yeah, we're doing this. And if, you know, we can't stop them from going back to Jupiter Station, but Trip says something about, like, we'll make sure that they don't have anything to do except, like, polish us up, or I forget what he says. But I love that.
Wax or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so great. Because then that's like, oh, they're out here and it's scary, but like this crew, man. Yeah. Like, if anyone's gonna be okay, it's gonna be this crew.
A plot, B plot, like maximally hyper efficient, awesome character Malcolm Reed in the A plot, right? And then just the most
oh my god
dopiest character imaginable in the B plot. You know, and like the one thing I ding against this episode is them leading so hard into the British guy has repressed feelings, you know, sort of
that one
angle of the episode. Cuts a little close to home for me. Thank you. I do have a close relationship with my parents. Actually,
that's funny.
I think at some point in the last 5 years, we've said I love you to each other. So, like, you know, like, come on now.
It is a bit of a stereotype, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's so funny that they call back to it in Shuttlepod 1 when he's recording the message to his parents, and it's like, I can't believe you didn't know I was I sent you 2 letters. Maybe you didn't get them because you were moving back to Malaysia, but I know you talked to Aunt so-and-so, and, you know, she knew about it. So, it's almost like they knew they had gone too far and were trying to, you know, sort of reel that back in a little bit.
No.
Or that Dominic Keating himself had complained about it, you know, being, like, too much of a stereotype.
Oh, man. But he just... Yeah, it's the first in a line of Reed not having like a personality, at all, totally, which they lean into at times in the future. And it's just such an odd choice because he really is fantastic at his job. Like, he's, you know, like I said, one of the main reasons that they make it through all this stuff. And he's just it's just very off-putting. I think that this whole thing, it's off-putting then, like, in Shuttlepod 1, because it's like it's not the thing with all the letters to the ladies.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, how many of these women even remember who you are?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah. We've already established that you are the world's biggest dork. You're not
He's not a ladies'
anybody.
man. It's like, like they're trying to make him a ladies' man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I buy that. Especially not with his, you know, and then when we'll talk about Shuttlepod 1 later, I guess.
But then when you get to 2 days and 2 nights, I mean, we're flashing way ahead. Then we get to 2 days and 2 nights and see him in his, you know, like, going out attire. Talk about like, you know, being in the prime of
they're both such dorks.
Youth. Yeah, I mean, they're such dorks.
It's so funny. Oh, man. Yeah. And then the pineapple thing, it's so sad that that's what it took to figure out, like, anything about this guy.
A breach of doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah, a HIPAA violation. One HIPAA violation later, and they figured out to get him a pineapple cake.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
It's my favorite.
Oh, honestly, though, that's a really, really sweet moment.
It's a great moment. Yes.
Well, Dominic Keating's acting there, like, the genuine smile and delight on his face that, like not just that it's easy gonna eat a piece of pineapple cake, but like that they like figured out something that he liked.
Right.
Like, you just see the delight on his face. And I really like that. It's like, oh, you know, I feel so bad. But I'm glad that he's happy. It's like, Oh, poor guy.
Dear Doctor, Enterprise assists a culture that has been stricken by a planet-wide plague. Jen, how do you like Dear Doctor?
Okay, I'm going warp 4.5 for Dear Doctor.
4.5.
Yeah, not quite giving it a 5.
Yep.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's
Yep.
fantastic Star Trek. And again, this is an episode that only Enterprise could do, which I appreciate too. I mean, they get themselves into this situation that, sure, there's no prime directive, and that's why they get into the situation. But I mean, you could see like other crews stumbling their way to that because it's not like we always follow the prime directive. But here it's like, oh, this is the first time we've had to make this kind of decision. What the hell do we do? And I got to give credit to Scott Bakula in this one for really bringing home how hard it is for Captain Archer to see things the way the Vulcans might have seen things for humans. And that's very hard for him. And I mean, not that they were right and not that they're right here, but you know what I'm saying? But it's still like, oh, this is not as cut and dry as I thought it was initially. You know, as much as he thought his whole life how cut and dry the right and wrong was. So I love the framing of this episode as being letters to a human. So, like, I like that because Phlox's fascination with how humans are responding to things, you know, it's like they love their pets, they love these fictional characters, they love these people they just met, like this is crazy, like these guys are so compassionate to a fault. But him relaying that to a human doctor, I just find that adding another, like, I imagine the doctor getting this letter and like thinking about what it means to be human too, you know, the same way we are watching it. I don't know. Maybe this might be me retrofitting my opinion to meeting Dr. Lucas later, so I could like have him in my head. 4. Yeah, so like have him in my head of like who he is and what. Yeah,
the guy who plays the kindly old grandpa character in every TV show you've ever watched.
Every TV show ever. Yeah, he's just that guy, you know. So, but I just think that's neat because it's kind of confessional in a way that I appreciate. I don't particularly agree with the ending, but I love that. We can debate that if you want, but
I don't know that I have a strong opinion either one way or the other, because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I guess I see both sides of the argument. It's like, I'm just glad I'm not in that position, you know?
Right,
like,
which makes it great Star Trek. Right? Yeah, because it's not black and white.
Yeah.
But for me personally, maybe I'm like, what did Phlox says something like is Archer's compassion is clouding his judgment or something like that. And he says, my compassion guides my judgment or leads my, whatever he says. Maybe that's my problem too, because I think you have millions of people with this genetic disease that you can cure and you're just not going to because of something that might happen generations down the line.
Well, that's also your ultra practicality, because it's like these people are suffering now and you don't know that this thing's going to happen at some distant point in the future for these people. So deal with the problem you have in front of you rather than, you know.
Yeah, you get me. You get me. You know, that's why I think this is a very good commercial for the Prime Directive. Because it's like, don't get yourself into these situations in the first place, and then you don't have to worry about it. You know,
someday my people are going to come up with some kind of directive that will tell us what to do in these kinds of situations.
Directive, like you pause there. I'm trying to think of a good word for it. What's a good word for it? Directive.
It might even be so important that you might even say it could be the Prime Directive.
Prime Directive. Oh my God, it's so funny. But I agree with not giving them like. I feel like with the warp technology, that's like giving them an atom bomb.
Right.
Because
totally.
Because you're not. It's not just for propulsion. That matter-antimatter reaction can be used to make weapons too. So that's different.
People.
Yeah, like I won't give anybody weapons. You know,
and they are kindly slave masters, but they're still slave masters.
Let's not gloss over that.
Yeah.
But I just think the problem that you have at hand right now is that these people have this disease and you can cure it, and you're not doing that. That's not, I don't understand how any doctor or starship captain is on the side of that choice. But again, honestly, that makes the episode better for me, that that they did something that I disagree with, because I like that, because then it makes me think, it's like, do I need to recalibrate my morality here?
Sure.
Or my I'm not morality, but I guess like my ethics. And I'm like, no, I'm comfortable with what I think on this. But you know, but these people that I respect, these characters that I respect, again, here's me being human and relating to these fictional characters the way Fox was watching the movie. I love that. Like, they're so real to me that I can say, okay, well, these people that I respect feel this way. These, I know they're fictional, but to me,
Sure.
you know, it doesn't matter. Like, they feel this way, I feel a different way, and that's okay, because it is a gray area, you know? I love it. Oh, great episode.
Yes, my Enterprise NX-01 is pacing your Columbia NX-02, because this is a 4.5 for me
nice
well. Yeah, I love this episode. It's a really good it's sort of that kind of classic Star Trek ethical dilemma, but it's presented in a novel way because it's presented through the lens of Phlox. All the reasons you said around, like, his sort of commenting on human nature, but him being an alien and you sort of feeling his alienness throughout this episode.
Yeah.
The Crewman Cutler stuff, you know, throughout the episode. That's really nice. Yeah, because it's like, you know, that scene where he's like, well, like, sometimes things aren't what you appear. By the way, I have 2 other wives, or 3 other wives.
He's got 3 wives.
Right, yeah. And yet it's like, you know, but Denobulans also don't like to be touched. And so it's like, you know, like it's like there's sort of layers of complexity to not everything falls into the sort of bucket that you think you understand about the way something should be or must be. The letters is a really nice framing, and the sort of ethical debates, you know, are really good. The moment when Archer tells T'Pol, like, now I kind of understand how the Vulcans felt. A really great moment after the previous 10 episodes of him just being like, fuck the Vulcans, and you know, like,
I mean, he almost turns red with embarrassment when he says that. So.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you saw this really hitting him hard. I love it. Like, it's such a good performance.
The someday our people are going to come up with a directive thing is probably what shaves off that half point for me just by itself, because it's such an obvious. Yeah. It's such an obvious, like, wink, wink.
Yeah.
And, like, you couldn't have come up with any other way of making that point or saying that line. Like,
I feel like I'm sure at the time I rolled my eyes at that, but like now I love it. I look forward to it. Oh,
it's so good.
Every time I watch them, I look forward to saying that, because it's so funny.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. The episode would not be what it is without that line, but it is what holds it back from being a Warp 5.
It's funny what you're saying about Crewman Cutler too, and the whole thing of like he's like, oh, I have 3 wives, and that's different from your culture, and that's okay with you. Why is the mink's not okay with you? And the difference in our mind between consenting adults, you know, doing whatever they want versus like people, you know, civilization that is slaves.
Yeah,
being different, like, it makes you think, okay, why are those 2 things different? It's because we have, you know, besides all the obvious reasons of, you know, people, you know, having autonomy and blah, blah, blah. But why is it different in our brains? And we know that instinctively. It's because of our compassion as human beings, our empathy for other people, you know, is what makes that different. And seeing that thing that we all know and shouldn't have to point out, but seeing it from an alien perspective, I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because Phlox is just like, well, that's their culture. That's how it, you know, it's the thing. Like, why does that feel wrong to us? You know, and it's because we have empathy, and that's wonderful. And I love that. And I like to be reminded of my empathy for people, you know?
Right. Sleeping dogs. While exploring a gas giant, Enterprise finds the wreck of a Klingon scout vessel sinking into the atmosphere.
I love sleeping dogs. This one's underrated. But if I this is why I wish you had tenths of points instead of
I'm forcing you to make a 0.5.
Forcing me to make a 0.5. So I did give it a 4.0. Because if I'm saying Dear Doctor's a 4.5, then Sleeping Dogs is a 4.0, but it's a high 4.0.
Yep.
And I can say that.
It's a 4.0 2-4.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I am thinking of it like that from now on. And you can round. I'll give you those, and then you can round those down on your own in your little spreadsheet that I'm sure you're keeping. No, I love this episode so much. I mean, again, I keep saying it, but it's like it's so only early Enterprise can do one like this. But I love this because it's got everything. I love that it's on a time crunch of like this falling into this gas giant, and you're on this alien ship, and that's scary, and like. And I love, it's one of my favorite things ever when we know something that the characters don't, and they flash up that ship that's so obviously a Klingon ship. And you're just like, oh, I remember that. I remember this being like, oh, Klingon ship. They don't know that. Like, this is fantastic. And then it just makes that even better than when they get on the ship and Hoshi's like, oh, this says something in Klingon. And they're like, oh, fuck. We're fucked. It's so great. I love it. I live for that. But so it's exciting, exploring the weird ship. And I also like, too, I like the trope of like, whoever they take on the away mission, those are the skills they're going to need to solve whatever the problem is. So it's like, we need a tactical officer. We need the, the communications officer. Fantastic. Like, I love it, So it's just a fun watch. The Klingon engineer is great. Like it's just, again, this is a good example of something I really like about Archer, who is really, really good at meeting people where they are, no matter who they are, which not every captain has that ability. Some of them would just, follow the rule book of the diplomacy or whatever. But Archer's like, oh, you don't want to tell me about this because you didn't win the battle. It must be embarrassing for you, and that's how he gets her to like talk about, the battle they fought or whatever. And I just love it. Like, he gets people and what they need to open up, for him to get what he needs. And I just think that's something I really enjoy about Archer, because I don't know that I would have figured that out or figured out how to get this Klingon engineer to say anything to me, It's one that's really, really fun to watch. And the way that they solve the problem is interesting to me too, because it's a great character moment for Hoshi, and Hoshi's just like, set them all off,
right,
as close as you can to the ship. And she's like, fuck it, let's do this. She's the one saying that, and I just love that for Hoshi. I like that a lot.
It's a great completion of the arc from Fight or Flight, where she's like, I don't want to be here, to volunteering to be there.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a super fun episode. It's a 3.5 for me.
Yeah.
But like not really in a way that I could necessarily to describe to you why yours is a 4 and mine's a 3.5.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Klingon stuff in this episode. I think this is actually the first time the Klingons feel kind of a bit scary in a long time.
Yeah.
Like them going down to the like Klingon kitchen and the like, the Targs.
The Targs.
Yeah, chained up in the like storage room, and
it's so funny.
Yeah, like, and the design of the ship is great.
Yes,
it's the first
I love
sort
it.
of like Enterprise era Klingon ship. And
so good.
And all the kind of, crew stuff is really great. Like the stuff on the Klingon ship, but then the Archer stuff, as you said. The only thing about the episode that's like, wait, this didn't actually really contribute anything to the episode is Reed's cold, which he has like at the start of the episode, and then halfway through they get the one good joke out of it, which is when he tests the air.
Yeah, he doesn't notice the smell. Yeah.
But then it never comes up again in the rest of the episode that he has this cold. So I bet there's a missing scene there that...
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, totally. And wouldn't it be really bad to send someone with a cold into an EV suit like that?
Totally. Yeah. I'm sure it would be awful.
Yeah, like, because you kind of have to... I don't know if they're
if you then encountered a Klingon virus and it mixed with your like cold virus and created some
some kind of super virus. Yeah. Oh, that could have been a very different episode. Yeah.
Sure could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere at anything.
Yeah,
that's funny.
They just kind of like it's there in the first couple of scenes. Oh, and also I do love he has a cold and so he's just sneezing uncontrollably, which is a thing that nobody with a cold ever does. Like, yes, you blow your nose a lot, but you're not sneezing with a cold.
I guess it depends on what kind of cold you have.
That's allergy.
Not just that. I sneeze when I have colds, too.
I don't know.
I think.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying
You're
it.
not buying it. You're not buying
buying
it. I get it. Yeah, and I just don't buy how he got the cold.
Oh yeah, that it like lay dormant in
is
a
that
pack
really?
of
I don't think that's
plasmacillin or
true.
whatever.
I think cold germs need a human host. I don't think they can live for 5 months on a crate somewhere, right?
Yeah, well, there's your missing 0.5 right there. We've just found why this is a 3.5 for me.
So that doesn't ring true to me either. And also, they act like it's not a big deal when like now cold's gonna go around the ship, because if they're in that tight of quarters, that's something that could spread super fast. And they're just like, oh, Reed's got a cold and he's the only one that has to deal with it. Doesn't make sense.
Oh, I like the way that they brace the shuttle pod with the metal rods to help it hold up against the pressure of the
Oh
gas.
yeah, that makes sense. It's a mechanical problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I buy it.
It's great because it's like 24th century. That would have been some force field thing that they did,
yeah.
you know. But this one, it's like, nope, this is Enterprise. It's a metal rod sort of holding the ship apart from itself.
Oh, so great. I like the Klingon, the screens on the control panels.
Yeah.
Are fantastic too. And I like that Hoshi's Klingon is pretty damn good.
It's pretty good by this point.
This stuff's like the fusion. This has to do with the fusion reactor, and this is the tactical station over here. And it's like, wow, okay, great.
Fair enough.
Good thing you're here, Hoshi.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Shadows of Pajem. Archer and T'Pol are taken prisoner during an away mission on a war-torn planet in the Corridan system.
So for Shadows of Pajem, I went with a 3.0.
A 3.0.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more of a mediocre episode for me. There's great stuff here, and I enjoy watching it. Like, it's not like terrible. But I just think the other quote unquote mediocre episodes of this run of 5 rank a little higher for me as far as rewatchability. But there's some great stuff here. I love anytime we see Admiral Faris in San Francisco. I love it. Sure. They've got that great shot that they reuse.
Yes,
of outside
Command.
Oh, I love it.
The ship going under the Golden Gate Bridge.
I love it. I want like a picture of that. Still,
that's the background on my laptop.
Is it really?
There is.
That's amazing.
Has been for years and years and years.
That's amazing. I should do that too. I love that. And of course, from Faris's office, you can see the bridge too.
I mean, it's a San Francisco scene.
Perfect.
The Golden Gate Bridge must be seen in every shot.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm a Shran fan, so anytime Shran shows up, I'm down for it. But it was just kind of.
He's just kind of there.
It's kind of just like, okay, they get captured and then they escape. The end.
Yeah. It's a very standard hostage rescue episode.
Yeah. So, there's some good stuff, but overall, I'll give it a meh.
I'm hotter on this one. This one gets a 4.0 for me.
Ooh, tell me.
So I like it as like a part 2 of a longer story.
Sure.
In and of itself, the episode is exactly what you said, right? It's like a pretty standard hostage rescue episode where it's just like, well, we kind of want to do a bit more Vulcan and Andorian stuff, but we don't want to have to work that hard to kind of get there to put them together. So like, sure, let's do the Corridan thing. But I really enjoy the sort of fallout from Andorian incident stuff. I love the politics.
Yeah, you're the politics guy.
I'm the politics guy. I love the politics of it. I love the opening scene where the Vulcans are like, well, we're pulling out of joint fleet exercises with the humans.
I love that.
That's this up. Yeah. And I really enjoy the T'Pol through line of the episode where she's like questioning her decision at the end of Andorian incident to sort of do what Archer requested and hand over the information about the listening post. Like, she genuinely feels guilty about the destruction of the monastery at Pajem and that it's her fault. Mm-hmm. And that's why she doesn't fight the recall, because she's like, I think maybe I deserve this, and sort of, and so that whole episode, her kind of wrestling with that and kind of coming to be okay with it by the end. And and that's the other thing too, like the end of the episode, it's just like, okay, she saved his life, but like they sort of then hand wave away that being like, okay, well, we're going to cancel the transfer because you saved his life, as though like the Vulcans would really do that, The Vulcans are established as dicks. Of course, they're going to go through with recalling her, even if she saved, Gregory Itzin's Captain Sopek. Yeah. But so that's a little bit hand wavy. But I do like all of that all that kind of through line to it. And the Archer-Shran relationship's getting more interesting, with the, I can't sleep at night until I redo you this favor, blah. Like, some of that's a little hokey, but it's also like you're seeing the development of this respect between the two characters and this interesting kind of, I owe you one, and now you owe me one, and then I owe you one, we're all constantly sort of one-upping each other on who owes who what kind of scale.
It's one of the best relationships.
Oh, totally is. Yeah.
Thanks.
I believe this is yours. It's the scanner she gave me from the Vulcan listening post.
Seems you went to a lot of trouble to return it.
I'm here for only one reason. I need a good night's sleep. My debt is repaid.
Yeah, so as an episode in and of itself, maybe it wouldn't be super strong, but as like a coda to the Andorian incident, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I can see that. And like with the T'Pol stuff, I mean, it kind of did need to have a moment where you show why T'Pol, like that T'Pol's different in the sense of her being willing and able to coexist on this ship of humans, in ways that other Vulcans haven't been able to, and how valuable that is as a crew member of the Enterprise, like how much they kind of need that. And her leaving would have been bad, obviously, for the Enterprise, but also for her, if that makes any sense. Like,
yeah, totally.
And you see a little bit of the start of that through line for T'Pol, which is one of my favorite things, is how, T'Pol wrestles with her Vulcanness, I guess you would say. So I find that really interesting about it. But yeah, that's, like the stuff, like Andorian Incident was just better.
Sure. It was better. Yes. Yeah.
I guess. So it's just like, okay, I'm glad we're continuing the storyline, but this was just a mediocre entry into the storyline for me.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Yeah. Oh, I gave it the same as Andorian Incident. Interesting.
That's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that either, but I guess I'm committed to it now.
Oh, man. Well, see, that's why this is a challenge as far as numerical values of scores for this kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's like this week I was vibing with it.
Yeah.
And I was vibing with Andorian Incident, even though now I'm looking at it, Andorian Incident is
at least 0.5 higher.
At least 0.5 higher. And I did really wrestle with, was Andorian Incident 4.5 or 4?
Yeah.
And I did think about changing it, and then I changed it back again.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
There you go.
It's committed. That's the one thing I've said I won't do is revise my scores once I've said them out loud. I can revise them all the way up until I say them out loud, but once I say them out loud, I'm committed.
Interesting. Okay, I like that because you got to draw the line somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to be a constant hedging up and down a 0.5, you know, every day based on how you're feeling.
Shuttlepod 1. While investigating an asteroid field, Tucker and Reed are convinced that Enterprise has been destroyed and try to face their own oncoming deaths. As a Trip Tucker fan, I am dying to know what you think about Shuttlepod 1.
Oh, this is the hardest 0.5 change, like up and down for me. So I'm going by you in that you can't change it once you say it. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Yep.
It's between two things. What's going to come out of my mouth? 4.5. I'm doing
4.5.
I'm doing it. I was going to do 4.0, but 4.5 came out of my mouth.
4.5, you committed.
I'm committed. And I'll stand by that. I'll stand by it.
So why is it 4.5?
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just pure fun. I love a bottle episode. It's got some of my favorite tropes in it. Like I said, it's the same thing as Sleeping Dogs. I love when we know something that the characters don't. I live for that trope. It's so great because it's them thinking that the Enterprise is destroyed and us knowing that it's not. Makes it so much better for me than if that was a surprise for us too. You know what I mean? I like the idea of the micro singularities as a concept, and it's funny to me that this time the Vulcans were right versus all the like time travel stuff later. You know what I mean? They blew up the impulse drive. How can I not give that a 4.5? You know what? I'm talking myself into a strong 4.5 here because
I know I've got some micro detonators around here somewhere.
yeah, but that's almost like injecting a warp core, you know?
Sure.
Is this the only time they eject the impulse drive on something?
I think so,
and blow it up? Like, that's awesome. That puts it up the extra 0.5 for me right there. No, but I love the difference between these two characters. So seeing those two bounce off each other in ways where they're obviously different, but then, at the end of the day, they're Starfleet officer. They're both fantastic Starfleet officers. And I love that. And I'm even giving it a 4.5 with the whole stinky situation. That's how good this episode is.
Yeah, I mean, we also didn't mention in Shadows of P'Jem the falling on T'Pol's
Oh, the
boobs thing.
Pillows. Yeah. He gets a face full of Vulcan boob.
Yep.
And that's,
Yes.
Let's try to just
Malcolm is the Vulcan word for serenity.
Oh, Malcolm. Malcolm. Oh God. Like it's so off-putting that like even in his fantasy where this, beautiful woman is super into him for some reason, he's still that awkward and gross and like even terrible. In your fantasy, like it's not like him, he's not like a James Bond type guy, in his fantasy.
He's still an awful dork.
He's just a dork who's weird. Like it's weird. The stinky thing is weird. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. One of my dear friends growing up was named Malcolm.
Uh-huh.
And we called him Mac.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Reed is not a Mac.
No, he is
you would never call
Mac.
him Mac.
No.
Like he can't pull that off.
He is Malcolm through and through.
You're Malcolm. You're not stinky. You're just Malcolm. But like, it's just funny because I think of it like you can't, I don't know. He's just so off-putting to me. It's personally off-putting. Like that fantasy is just sad. That's more of what it is. It's very sad that even in his fantasy he's like, that's what he's like. And that makes me question again, as we talked about earlier, all these letters to these
my
women.
dearest Rochelle.
She'll probably be like, Malcolm who?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I remember him. Oh yeah. They probably had like one date.
Yeah.
I don't believe his Ruby story either.
The waitress. Yeah.
I think he's exaggerating.
You buy that Trip Tucker
time with Ruby
had time with Ruby, but not that Malcolm Reed had time with Ruby.
Absolutely. This is the Malcolm Reed. This is why the joke really lands in E squared. That Malcolm
ends up alone. Yeah.
Ends up alone, which is a horrible, horrible joke. And I feel bad that I'm even bringing it up, but it just tracks. It just tracks. But I digress. It's a great episode.
It is a great episode.
There's meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
Yep. Chilean sea bass. Kentucky bourbon.
The mashed potato, Kentucky bourbon, exactly. Yep. The mashed potatoes playing a role in the plot is awesome.
The temporary.
They rag on the book Ulysses, which is a book that has been on my shelf for my entire adult life, just mocking me because I never finished it because I just can't finish it. And I have tried and I can't. And it's such a pretentious thing. Like Malcolm is pretentious and
oh god, that awful line about British education.
Yes.
Like oh god,
I'd rather read a Spider-Man. I'd rather read a Superman comic than Ulysses. I'm sorry, you call me an uncouth American.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
With Trip what he says, I'd rather realign every microcircuit on this shuttle than try to wade through that baby. I'm with you. Trip would react more like Malcolm than Trip did. Like they're trying to make, I think I'd probably just record a bunch of letters and then wait to die. I do a combination. I think everybody would probably do a combination of both of their reactions, because you're still going to try until your last breath. You're going to try, but maybe not with thinking you're going to be successful. Okay, I got to hear it. Got to hear your Shuttlepod one.
Oh, 4.5. That's also 4.5.
All right.
It's very solidly a 4.5.
Yeah.
I maybe flirted a little bit with 5, but I was flirting with 5 in the context of everybody else says this is the best episode of Enterprise Season 1, and I think it's a great episode, but I don't think it's the best episode of the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was either.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Yes,
It's
so yeah, 4.5. I do love, I mean, as much as the like Malcolm Reed as a stuffy British person thing kind of grates on me a little bit,
I can see that.
I do like the way they put him in the shuttle pod with Trip Tucker, sort of the like who's very American, right?
Yes,
like, so you have very British and very American.
Yeah.
And as
Both
someone
stereotypes.
who now, has two wolves inside of him, I completely understand.
Yes.
Like the cultural clash that it can exist there at times. So so that all works for me.
Yeah.
I mean, all the mashed potatoes,
Love it.
the completely clashing mentalities about how to deal with death, them being drunk at the end of the like the whole end of the episode, basically just them being wasted the whole time while everything's happening.
They do a good job playing that too.
Oh, they do a great job playing it. Yes, and that's hard to do. I mean, drunk's hard to play. Drunk and freezing cold is that's a tough,
I believe that they were cold.
Yeah, that's a tough assignment, and they managed to pull it off. So it's like the episode would not work nearly as well were it not for the strength of the performances of the two actors and the two
100%. Yeah,
because like nothing else happens in the episode, right? Like, it's just like you think the Enterprise has been destroyed. Oh, it hasn't. Oh, but they're not going to get here in time because the shuttle's taken damage. It's like it's a very simple episode of Star Trek that totally runs on the character dynamics between the two characters. And Malcolm is the Vulcan word for serenity.
Oh gosh. Oh, Malcolm. Yeah, and then when he at the end, he kind of is confused as why T'Pol isn't acting like she did the first time he was back in sick bay.
Yeah. It's like, because you're still alive, Malcolm.
No,
Congratulations.
I mean, I get it. She does have a nice bum.
Yeah,
she does.
Have a nice bum. Yeah, she
does. I understand where you're coming from there, Malcolm. But
we just wish you were less of a weird dork about it.
Yes, and she's never going to call you stinky, ever. Thank God. Thank God. I do not want to see that episode.
The trial never ended, Captain. We never reached a verdict. But now we have. You're guilty.
All right, let's look at the scores and see. Okay, so interesting. I averaged a 4.1 across these 5 episodes. You averaged a 4. That is
close.
Average of 4.05. By far it's only been 3 episodes deep, but that is by far the highest average of the episodes. Last episode, the average was a 3.2. Episode 1, the average was a 2.8, and that was even having Mr. Trek Ranks himself, maximal apologist.
My lowest rating ever, 7 thumbs up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this is quite a strong block of episodes.
Sure.
Dear Doctor and Shuttlepod 1 both averaging a 4.5, followed by Silent Enemy with 4, Sleeping Dogs with 3.75, and Shadows of a Gem bringing up the rear at 3.5. But 3.5 is the worst you got. That's pretty good.
Pretty damn good. Yeah, it's a great run of 5. And I agree with that. It's definitely the strongest so far in Enterprise Season 1. So that makes complete sense to me. They're really hitting their stride here.
They sure are.
Performance reviews will be held tomorrow starting at 0800 hours in the wardroom. Check your team leaders for the schedule. Dismissed.
All right, next, let's do some picks from across the 5 episodes. So collectively, we will each pick a best series regular performance, best guest performance, best production design, best quiet moment, and best loud moment. So Jen, what do you think is the best series regular performance from these 5 episodes?
It's gotta be John Billingsley, right?
It's gotta be John Billingsley.
It's gotta be John Billingsley. I'm sorry.
Billingsley.
His performances, his enthusiasm and joy at watching these humans and learning about the humans, and then the deceit and the hurt and the disappointment and just everything. Like he's acting through, the Phlox makeup and it's just an amazing performance. He just goes through so many different emotions in this episode and does them all. You can feel seeing them on his face, but you can feel them. You feel all the emotions along with him. He's very emotive in a way that's just brings like this you could see an episode like this happening with a character who is more like robotic and having it be very off-putting. You know what I mean? Of
it
like the decisions he makes.
Odo.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, Odo's not a stranger to to killing a bunch of people.
Sure.
Destroying civilizations to save. But yeah, exactly. Like it works because his performance of Phlox is a character who takes a certain delight in everything he's learning and everything he does, and is even when he's feeding his animals. Like in this episode, it's just without saying much of anything, he's emoting in a way that is just elevates the character. And I love Phlox, but this might be one of his best, if not the
100% agree. How can it not be? My general inclination for this show is if you pick something, I'll pick something different.
Yeah.
Unless there's
a clear winner.
And maybe you could make a case for you could make a slightly stronger case for Connor Trinier in Shuttlepod 1 than you could Dominic Keating.
I don't know.
He's it's a close run thing, but like Connor Trinier maybe pips it ever so slightly for me.
I don't know. I love me some Trip Tucker. We know this.
We do know this. Yeah, this is a well-known fact.
I think Dominic Keating would have it, between those two. Obviously, they both did amazing, and it works because they both did amazing. But I think he had a harder assignment.
Yeah, true.
Especially like we keep going back to the stinky thing, but he couldn't have done that any better.
Yes.
Like that's a hard scene.
Yeah.
I think I think they both did great, but he had a harder assignment than Connor Trinier did. So he would get the slight edge.
But they're still tier 2 compared to John Billingsley.
Yes.
It's not even to tier 1.5. It's
right.
He is far and away the standout winner.
Even like my second choice would be Scott Bakula in Dear Doctor. Because I think I think there was some really interesting work with this character realizing things about himself that he didn't realize before. And God, we're really lucky with all these actors in Enterprise here. They're all outstanding. Well, most of them are outstanding. I won't generalize perfectly, but
sorry, Anthony Montgomery.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to. No, man. But yeah, just two masters at work in that episode.
Best guest performance.
Best guest performance. I'm obsessed with who I've picked here. I have picked Malcolm Reed's parents in Silent Enemy. And I no, like legit. First of all, Jane Carr. I've loved Jane Carr.
Sure, she's
my whole life.
Right.
She's one of my favorite that guys.
Yeah. British royalty.
I was a huge Dear John watcher. I adore her and the dad too. I'm not as familiar with him. I know he's famous. He's more famous over on your side of the pond. Guy Steiner, is that how you pronounce it? I know him from his episode of Seinfeld when Elaine Bennis was trying to get a job with his publishing company. And then remember she and she didn't read the book, and Kramer read it, and she said all the weird insane things Kramer said, and he's like, Miss Bennis, I think you've been reading too many Billy Mumphrey stories, But anyway, so it just amazing actors to do this scene. But the reason I picked them, like this is a legit pick, is because that scene is so uncomfortable, so realistically uncomfortable. It's so awkward. But like they made those characters feel real to me. You know what I mean? Like the way Jane Carr's like kind of soft spoken on the edge of her seat, trying, he's never said what he likes to me.
He's always ate whatever we put in front of him.
Yeah, and the way they're just sitting, and the dad's like got this sneer on his face, and it's, like, it's just, I mean, the whole time you're watching, I tense up, like I'm like, this is when can we end this conversation and not have to be in this environment anymore? Like, this is horrifying. And I mean, I'm sorry, this is probably a little bit of the stereotype. They look like you would pick, maybe just because I know like Jane Carr, but they just look like the traditionally British.
They're
so British, like
casting.
They're so British.
Yeah.
And then just add it with the characters that they played of just like these colds, like, oh, it's the sneer on his face that like really, like, he's kind of an asshole to Archer about it.
He totally
as if like
yeah. Good journey to you, Captain. And just like turns it off.
And I'm not convinced that he didn't know that Malcolm was the tactical officer or whatever. Yeah, I think he just wanted to like stuff it in Archer's face that he was like, oh, he's not a Navy man, but at least he's a tactical officer like my grandfather or whatever. It's the most uncomfortable few minutes in a lot of Trek. Like, it's top uncomfortable moments in Trek, and I love it. You can't recreate that, and you can't do that with any actors who aren't that caliber of that guy actors. So I love it. It's my favorite.
It hits a touch close to home, not because my parents are like that, but I had grandparents who were just like that.
Oh no!
That, like, yeah, my dad's mother and father were exactly that, like, very stuffy, very reserved, very British, and all of the, like, complete emotional distance thing. There's a reason why those are the grandparents who visited on Boxing Day and not on Christmas Day every year, because it was like get in and out as quickly as possible.
Boxing Day.
Yeah,
I love it.
But
I love it.
Yeah. It is at once like a gross stereotype, and then also at the same time, I'm like, that's a little true to life in some ways. So yeah.
Oh man, it's so good.
My pick, Gregory Itzin as Captain Sopek in Shadows of Hashem.
Yes. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he just sort of fits that, like, Enterprise Vulcan asshole.
Yes.
Like, just kind of cut out dynamic perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, everything that's wrong with the Vulcans at this point in time, for all kinds of, story reasons that get revealed later, but for all kind of reasons that had people absolutely up in arms about it at the time that these episodes were coming on, like, Gregory Itzin is that. I mean, he's obviously been in a bunch of Star Trek. I mean, and like, he shortly after this went on to do, I guess it was a couple of years later, was when he did that, like, 24 season 5 where he played that president who was basically like Richard Nixon in the 24 universe. He was super corrupt, and he's a great actor, real that guy.
Yeah.
And does a great job here with that sort of like sneering arrogance of this generation of Vulcans.
Yeah, he's perfectly that Vulcan, and right from when you first see him on the view screen, they're like, oh, we didn't expect you here till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, your calculations are incorrect. Whatever he says, your calculations were wrong. Here I am, where's T'Pol? Tick tock.
We're getting another transmission.
Probably thought of something else they want.
It's not from the planet. It's coming from a Vulcan ship, the Navarre.
Put it up.
Where's Captain Archer?
He's not here right now. Can I help you?
Inform him that we'll be arriving within the hour.
You guys made great time. We weren't expecting you until tomorrow.
You obviously made an error in your calculations. Please have Sub-Commander T'Pol ready to depart when we arrive.
We've got a bit of a problem. She's not here either. She and the captain were on their way to the capital city when they were kidnapped.
How convenient.
I'm telling you, they were kidnapped.
How do you know this?
Maybe the ransom demand we just received gave us a clue. They threatened to kill them both if we didn't give them what they want.
It would be irrational to kill the hostages. They would lose their negotiating position.
Maybe we're not dealing with the most rational people down there. Did you consider that?
Since this situation involves a Vulcan officer, we will take over the investigation. It would be best if you refrained from any foolish endeavors.
What the hell's that supposed to?
Yeah, so he does a great job with that. He understood the memo of the Vulcans of that era, like being snarky assholes, but still maintaining that level of Vulcan aloofness.
Totally.
You know, in a way that's hard to capture. So he's great. It's a great pick.
Best production design.
Best production design. Okay. So this is the Silent Enemy pick.
Yep.
And I am going with, so the aliens board the Enterprise. Creepy aliens board the Enterprise. And all the lights are out. And, the power's drained. All the lights are out. They get out. Their standard issue Starfleet flashlights.
Sure.
And even the fucking flashlights have blue lights on top of them for no reason. The blue lights. I am picking the blue lights. For all of Enterprise, but
yes,
specifically,
you're not sure I'm going to have you back on for season 4 of Enterprise when they just like everything had a blue LED on it.
The blue LEDs. I live for the blue lights. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite aesthetics in Star Trek. It's the Enterprise obsession with blue lights. It's so fun, and I just love it because it really dates Enterprise in a way that is nostalgic for me.
Sure.
Because this was my time. LEDs came out. It was like the mid 90s, right? And it wasn't even until around the time of Enterprise that they became like cheap enough for them to just put them, put these blue LEDs everywhere.
Yeah, because wasn't it that like they didn't invent blue LEDs until like shortly before this period of time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can give you the whole spiel if you want. I don't know if we have time for a science lesson.
Science lesson with Dr. Jenn. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, they won a Nobel Prize in physics for creating the blue LEDs. Yeah,
previously they'd only been green and red. Is that right?
So here, like how LEDs work is there's like two kinds of semiconductors, right? You're moving electrons from one to the other, and when that happens, you release energy, right? So if you think about a rainbow. The rainbow starts at red and then it goes orange, yellow, green, blue, blah, 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 right? So it takes a very small amount of energy to release red light, right? The first LEDs were even like infrared lights, that we couldn't even, it wasn't even visible spectrum, So it takes increasing amounts of energy the further down the rainbow you go, right? So you got the red, you got the green, and everyone thought that
at the other end of the rainbow.
That blue LEDs were considered maybe like virtually impossible, because you have to find whatever materials can release that much energy, But when they finally figured it out in like the mid 90s, then if you have red LEDs, green LEDs, and blue LEDs, now you can make white LEDs. So, because those are and if you can make white LEDs, that's when you get everything we have today. That's when you can have light bulbs and
every light
LED light
in
bulbs.
This house is an LED light bulb,
right? And that's where you can have like your screen, your smartphone screen is made possible because of that discovery. So it's like it was a game changer. And I just remember like when that came out, being so obsessed with the blue LEDs. Like when I was in college, I just never forget this because my best buds was a material science major, and he got a blue LED keychain from one of the companies that was trying to recruit him, and he had and we're just like, check this out, this blue LED and we were like cats with a laser pointer with this blue LED keychain, you know what I mean? Like, this is so badass, it's just like, so blue LEDs to me just always was like, this is badass high tech, So the Enterprise being badass high tech because they've got these blue LEDs, that's the future right there, like, so just like that whole aesthetic is just so nostalgic to me for that time period, and I love it. So they met in mid 90s, but they didn't become commercially cheap enough until like Enterprise came out, because you can see, because I think because like later Voyager has some like starts to use some blue lights and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like, you could kind of see, actually, we could I don't remember what year it was, but you could probably like go back and like trace the like the levels of blue lights in, you know.
Well, it's Enterprise where it
Trek.
goes from a few in season 1 to everything having blue LEDs by season 4.
Everything having blue LEDs, and it's the best, and I love it. It makes me laugh every time. I just love it. So I had to acknowledge the blue lighting, because even just the fact that like, oh, even when they're not LEDs, like just the fact that like blue lighting is the future, like it's futuristic because it's blue, and they put the blue lights in the flashlight just made me die, because it's each flashlight there's a row of 3 lights on it, blue lights on it for some reason. It's just the greatest, like they're the greatest prop. It just makes me so happy.
My pick is the Klingon ship.
Hell
in
yes.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah,
Because it's just like, we've seen a couple of Klingon ships already in Enterprise, but they've been recycled reuses of previous Klingon ships. This is the first like Enterprise era Klingon ship that we've seen. And it's great. It completely works in terms of being like very noticeably a Klingon ship, but also different from the previous ships we've seen.
Yeah.
And being a design from an earlier era. And, you know, when they kind of push through the clouds and then you see the ship and you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's a Klingon ship, even though
I love it.
Before. It's just one of those things.
You could just tell it was a Klingon ship, even though it wasn't one that you've seen before. I loved it. I love that.
And that's such a great thing about Star Trek. It's like, you know, they've done so much Star Trek, and all the races are so uniquely recognizable that even if they show you something new, you're like, that's still this, you know, this sort of same thing. So yeah, it's just it's a very, very cool design.
Inside and out. It's a cool ship. And I also love that they call it a Raptor class, which is also very much of that time, because a raptor is a bird, right? Like a dinosaur, like raptors are birds of prey. And I just love that. It's so great. But yeah, Park. Everything inside and outside, control panels and corridors, and you know, such a great pick. Great ship.
Best quiet moment.
So for best quiet moment, we're going to stay with Sleeping Dogs.
Staying with Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, because it's a very quiet little scene. It's T'Pol and Hoshi in the mess hall, which I could watch the scene over and over again forever. I love it. It's a very little quiet moment of empathy from T'Pol. Hoshi's like starting to have a freak out. And T'Pol's like, I mean, that's understandable, you know? And Hoshi's like, oh, you didn't say that's understandable for a human. You know what I mean? And T'Pol's reaction is like, of just helping her through this, like, I guess like it's almost like Vulcan neuro pressure, but like this exercise of visualization to try to calm her down. She just quietly does it, and it works. And the offer of showing her how to do it herself, you know, later, it's just this nice moment of mentorship between two women that I really
not a thing you see a lot of even in Star Trek.
Yeah. I mean, especially Enterprise, no offense.
Right. Yes.
But it's just a really great quiet scene that makes both characters and their relationship just better. And I really enjoy that scene. Like, and it's funny because it's coming off of Silent Enemy, like of course Archer gives Hoshi the job of finding out Reed's favorite food or whatever. Yeah. Oh, you give the woman the soft, you know, like, yep. and it's funny too, because he's like, oh, go find out, you know, Reed's favorite food. And she's like, sir, I'm running a diagnostic on the subspace transceiver, right? Like, I'm actually doing real work here.
Wouldn't Chef be better qualified?
Yeah. No,
and he's just like, shut up and go do it.
The young woman is the right person for the job, but it's just funny because I had a boss like that once too. But there's little
not Nils Diaz, surely.
No, not Nils Diaz. Never. But yeah, so there's little ones like that in Enterprise. But this is a great moment of the opposite of that sort of thing. So I love it.
Great, like it's also a great moment because you get the sense in the first half of the episode that Hoshi is like trying a little too hard to be okay with going into the sort of dangerous situations.
Right.
And so it is also sort of like it's okay to be true to yourself. Like, I know you've gotten a lot better with this from like fight or flight earlier in the season, but like that doesn't mean that you need to be so okay with it that you're stuffing down any of the sort of sense of fear and anxiety that you have in this situation, because it's okay to feel that way.
I love that. Yeah. And I like that even to Paul then is as a Vulcan is still saying like, it's okay to feel that way, but here's what you can do to deal with it. Like, it's not, instead of just, like you said, stuffing it down.
That's what Malcolm's parents would do.
Exactly. They would not be having this conversation. No. I want to say my son's favorite fruit is pineapple, and I know that. So I'm feeling good as a parent right now. Yeah. And then I like too, because he says earlier that DePaul's the one who requested Hoshi for the mission. So she knew, like knows Hoshi's has it in her to be obviously her skill. I mean, I guess you kind of do deal with anything to get those kinds of communication skills because she's an insane genius.
Yeah.
But she knows that she can handle it. She just needs techniques to, deal with normal feelings, which are very normal. And I think this, like, having a Vulcan normalize your feelings like that is a very cool scene.
My pick is Dear Doctor and Archer and Phlox debating the ethics of curing the Volockians. Yes. Not the someday they'll invent a directive
scene. Sure.
That's the second scene where Archer has made his decision, but the scene right before that, which is like, the night before, the morning after, when they're sort of really going back and forth on it and debating, what the right choice of action is and what the ethics of it are. It's just, I mean, that's pure Star Trek right there,
Yep.
Two characters who have strongly held moral convictions, neither of which is necessarily wrong. I mean, you might end up falling down strongly one way or the other, but like you can see the argument of the other side. Like, it's just classic Star Trek, and it's just sort of a classic, Star Trek scene of that moral dilemma episode, which, Enterprise does some of, but not as many as previous shows did. But when it does it, this one's a good example, Similitude being another. Also, Phlox Archer,
right?
And in that case, Sim, like, sort of triangle of ethical dilemma. It does it really, really well, and this is a really nice.
That's a great pick, and just like. That's the scene where he's like guesses that he found a cure or whatever. And Fox is like, yeah, I already got it. Like, sorry, I came up with the cure. Well, again, like that's why, like, it's these two characters both going through these dilemmas and them crashing into each other while they're both going through these emotional turmoils, and putting them together. And it's a great scene. Yeah. That's a great pick.
Best loud moment.
Oh, best loud moment. I am going with a very, very short loud moment.
Okay.
I've got to give my props to the grapplers.
The grapplers.
and this is Sleeping Dogs. They use the grapplers to get the shuttle pod when the Klingon engineer seals it. Tractor beam, so get out get them grapplers out.
Get them grapplers out.
Yes, but I felt justified picking it for a loud moment because I really do enjoy the little sound effects that they use for the grapplers, because it's just they're so mechanical. They're so old school mechanical, and that's why I love them. And the sound effects really add to that for me. So they come out of the ship and they shoot them and reel her back in, and it's just so great. It just makes me happy every time. So had to give props to the grapplers.
I am also sticking in Sleeping Dogs. My loud moment is the end of the episode when Archer tells the Klingon captain to screw off, basically.
Yes, that's a great moment.
Because after saving them, the Klingon captain is like, okay, surrender and prepare to be boarded. And Archer's just like, are you fucking serious right now?
He's like, perhaps your engineer didn't mention that we just saved your sorry ass.
Yeah, right. You know? Yeah. It's the ultimate go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
And
So
I love those sort of like mic drop moments.
Yes. He has a good one too in Silent Enemy when they find the camera or the surveillance stuff, and he's like, oh, just to let you know, humans don't give, or whatever he says, humans don't give up, so go pound sand, and then he shoots the thing, and it's great. Classic Archer FU moments.
Love it.
Great pick.
Captain, I've reconfigured our warp field to match the chronometric readings of the Borg sphere.
Recreate the vortex, Commander.
Aye, sir.
All decks report ready.
Helm standing by. Mr. Data, laying the course for the 24th century. I suspect our future is there waiting for us. Course laid in, sir. Make it so.
All right, looking at these 5 episodes and thinking about the entire Star Trek story, what do you think these 5 episodes sort of add to the narrative? How do they connect with other Star Trek? Are there things they set up, things they pay off? What struck you from these episodes?
So I'm going to stick with the theme of risk. These episodes are very risk is our business coded.
Sure.
In a lot of ways, that some of the earlier episodes of the season maybe tried. Like I think some of the episodes earlier in the season tried to kind of be TOS episodes, versus these episodes kind of like, oh, this is Enterprise, this is where we are, but we're still but still showing us how that same spirit of TOS. Like, we're gonna do this risky thing, it's our Silent Enemy, that lovely scene with Trip and Archer, talking about how everybody, because Archer's like, it's my fault we're out here before we were ready, and
almost my quiet moment pick. That was a very close runner-up.
Same for me. I love that scene, and literally ask anybody on the crew, and they would choose to come out here again, and it made him rethink that he was maybe being too conservative with his engineering stuff, and then said, hey, Reed, go make your changes. We can, it's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. And we see that throughout these episodes, the risk of in Sleeping Dogs, and Hoshi's like, well, we got one shot at this. Let's take the risk. Let's detonate them all. And as close as we can to it's funny now that I think about it, like 3 of these episodes are solved by Malcolm Reed suggesting blowing things up.
Yeah, true.
If you think about it, Silent Enemy, the phase cannons, and Sleeping Dogs, it's his idea to do the torpedoes, and Shuttlepod 1, of course, it's his idea to blow up the thing. But that's part of it, that's like we're doing these risky things. I mean, even with that one, with the impulse engines, it's like, well, we're going to be adrift in space, but like, how's it really going to help you not to be adrift in space? We got to take the risk and detonate it, and maybe they'll see it. And I think that's just a bigger theme of Star Trek that I see like permeating, and kind of trying to show us like how these Starfleet officers that go boldly, how they started going boldly,
right?
Which I just love.
And you're very right in terms of it. Those early Enterprise season 1 episodes are trying to be TOS episodes, but now they are taking some of those same vibes of you're out on your own and you're doing this by yourself, but they're not trying to recreate the 60s. They are doing it in a very like 2001, 2002 way, which is its own thing. And the show sort of comes into itself more in that way, because it's not just trying to be an updated version of a 60s show. It's like, we're gonna be our thing.
We're gonna do what Star Trek does best and like meet the moment of where we are now in history.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my thing is slightly similar to that, but coming at it from a different direction, which is the subspace relays. Echo 1, right?
Right.
Like dropping the subspace relays, and it's sort of furthering that theme of early Enterprise of like the things that you've just taken for granted watching 24th century Star Trek, where it's like, we can talk instantaneously to people at any point. I mean, by the end of Voyager, not just in the Federation, but like 50,000 light years away, or 30,000 light years away, or wherever Voyager is by the time of season 6 and 7, to now communicating in local space. It's like you you drop a subspace relay, and it's like, I'm sure it's probably like Starlink is today, right? When the first satellite goes up, it is what it is, and now there's 10,000 in orbit, and
right.
Now you can get that anywhere on the planet, and it's like
I love
first
that.
one went up in Silent Enemy, and it allows them to talk a little bit sometimes at a certain distance, and 200 years from now this is going to be the easiest thing in the world. But one crazy alien ship takes out one subspace relay, and all of a sudden you're completely cut off.
Well, that's great. I like that pick a lot. It's so true. It makes sense too with the progression of technology, which is great. And I like that too. It's like Hoshi's the one that has the idea, like when like, oh well, we went back towards Earth, but we don't have to go to Jupiter Station now. And she's like, hey, this is great because we can drop another subspace relay or whatever. I love that. Good pick. The one other thing I noticed is Sopek's ship is named the Navarre.
Yes.
And that got me because I don't really know like what Navarre means or where that comes from.
It originated with a fanzine, I believe. That one of those like 70s Star Trek fanzines.
Yeah.
This concept of Navarre, which is like two becoming one. And I think in the original sort of fanzine context, it was about Spock's human and Vulcan halves.
Oh,
but then
interesting.
The Discovery, they sort of adapted it to be like Vulcans and Romulans reunifying and that being the thing. But yeah, it's a fan created concept. So I'm sure this
really
was
like
a
they did that,
homage to that.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's the Navarre. That's a Vulcan thing. That's that's the new name of the planet, and I didn't know where that came from. So that's interesting. Thank you.
Transfer of data is complete.
Well, that's all the time we've got for this episode of Warp Factor 5. You have heard our ratings for these 5 episodes, but I want to hear from you. What ratings do you give Silent Enemy through Shuttlepod 1? Let me know via Blue Sky and Threads, where you can reach me at Alex T. Perry, or X, where I'm at Alexander T. Perry, or you can email the show at warpfactor5@trekcore.com. Make sure to also tell me your favorite series regular performance, guest performance, production design, quiet moment, and loud moment, and we'll cover all the feedback we get at the end of each season. Jenn, thank you so much for joining me on Warp Factor 5. How can people contact you if they want to continue the conversation?
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky. I'm at Edith Works.
And if you enjoy the show, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on your podcast player of choice. And for all your Star Trek news needs, including our extensive media archives of all things Star Trek, I hope you will keep your senses locked to trekcore.com. Well, thank you, Jenn. Thank you to all of my listeners. And until next time, take us to Warp Factor 5, and owned by Trapezoid Media, LLC.